I'm Jill, and today we are going to talk about how to save time on your meal planning. And first off, I just want to be straight up is I do not meal plan. I know a lot of people that meal plan. I know a lot of people that it works really well for them, and that's fine. That works for them. It just does not work for me. One of the things that frustrates me with meal planning is trying to think up all the meals for the week, and then you have to make a unique grocery list for that with the right quantities of everything you need. And if you're trying to shop sales, then you have to then you're trying to go through the flyer, plan your stuff. It's very time consuming. And then half the time I feel like I don't feel like making what I have on that day and I want to make something else. So to me, it's just time consuming and it just did not work very well for me. Okay, so what do I do instead? Well, it all starts with what I call my staple grocery list, which I mentioned briefly in my previous video. And if you have not seen that one, it's on saving money on groceries. You may want to check that one out just because it pairs really well with this one. But I start out with my staple grocery list, and basically this is just a list of all my core ingredients that are in a lot of things. And if I know I have these core ingredients, I can make a lot of things. And so that's like going through my baking. Hi, buddy. That's like going through my baking, and it's like flour, sugar, salt, baking powder, baking soda, vanilla, all those core ingredients that are in like almost everything. I just make sure I have those on stock. I have that on my staple grocery list. I go through my pantry items and I made a list of all the pantry items I need, the dry foods I need, the dairy that I like to have on hand, the meat I like to have on hand, the produce that I like to have. And then I keep it a little bit general. Like I'm not like cheddar cheese, mozzarella cheese, and all that. It's just cheese. And then I shop the sales. So then whatever cheese is on sale, that's the cheese I buy. And that's what I work with for that week. And so I kind of have my core ingredients that are defined, and then I'm able to save a lot of money because I can shop the sales with those core ingredients. And all I do is each week, I just make sure that I have all my core ingredients in stock. And then if I see stuff on sale, that's a really good sale within that core ingredients, then I will stock up on that. So often that means I'm not buying everything on my core ingredients. I'm kind of stocking up on a bunch of stuff this week, and then next week I don't need to buy it, right? But I'm just making sure it's all in stock, and this makes it so that super, super easy grocery shopping each week. Really good sales, and often you end up buying stuff in season because that's when it's at its low price, which is kind of cool. Then really the pros and the benefits of this, I do not make a unique grocery list every week. I just shop off my core grocery list. 2, I don't have to worry about quantities because again, I just make sure I have everything in stock. And then 3, I shop the sales and I stock up. So it's very budget friendly. And I also find it gives a lot of variety because you're shopping the sales, you're shopping in season, and it gives, especially with your produce, it gives a lot of variety because I just buy the produce that is on sale or is on season that is within my budget for that week. Okay, so you say, well, that's great, Jill. I got all this food. I got it on a good sale, but there's no plan. And how am I going to make my meals and not have a whole bunch of waste with my food? So we're going to get to that in a minute. But first, it's mail day today, and the kids are excited to open up some mail packages that we have. So we're going to do that first. Open here. There we go. What do we got?
Rainbow heaven.
Yeah. So I'm 2 months away right now from my due date. So I've just been kind of getting those last few items that I need for a baby.
A headband.
So we got some headbands here for girls. Now, we don't know if we're having a boy or a girl. I'm going very, very neutral with all my clothing, so fit as far as being a boy or a girl. And I'm just not a huge fan of the pinks and the purples. I'm just not really a girly girl. So
I want it to be pink and purple.
yeah, because I'm going so neutral with all my clothing, I just wanted to get a few newborn accessories of just some cute little headbands. Because what I found is that if your daughter isn't in pink or purple, everybody assumes she is a boy. And so I just wanted to have a really obvious little girl accessory that I could put on. So again, we don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but if it's a girl, I felt like these were really important just so it was obvious that it was a girl. So if we don't have a girl, maybe we save it or end up giving them away. But I wanted to have them on hand for those, especially those first bits where you're showing off your new baby and everything, that everybody's it's obviously add that little girl flair. So we got a white one, kind of a little bit of a pinky one, and an orange one. I think those ones were great. And then these, I just found them on Etsy. I was looking for something that was still fairly neutral, very girly, and just very stretchy and soft. So these are actually from Etsy. And then we also got in here You're opening them. You're gonna pull those out? Socks. So these are some newborn socks. And again, I wanted to get we're gonna be having, oh, careful. We're gonna be having our baby in early spring. So it'll still be a little bit cold. So I just wanted some nice, cozy, warm socks. Again, these are kind of neutral, so they can be used for a boy or a girl.
Mommy, but these doesn't look like for a baby.
Do they look too big? Okay, and then where did all of our other stuff go? It fell on the... That is for the baby. If the baby is a sister, then these will be for your baby sister. And these are all from H&M. I've just started to find I really, really like H&M lately as far as their style. They got a lot of really neutral stuff that's super cute. And so that's part of the reason I've ended up going there. A lot of stuff that's not too busy, too many patterns, all that. And then there's some pants for Trevin. And these ones are for Anya.
Oh!
I just got some, I wanted kind of some maternity. I felt like I just wanted one more pair of maternity, more kind of a legging. But I went for these ones. These ones are called traggings. Again, these are from H&M. So a tragging is kind of like in between a legging and a jean. So it's like, it still feels very much like a legging, but it has a little bit more structure to it, which I kind of like. And I was just finding that for some of my, for some of my dresses and stuff, it'd be nice to have one more pair of pants. Just black pants. You're gonna show it? Those are Mommy's pants. We got pants for almost everybody.
Except for Daddy.
No pants for Daddy. Poor Daddy, hey?
What's going on? Everybody gets the cool pants.
What, yours aren't cool because they don't have tags?
Aw, they don't.
Okay, so now back to our meal planning. You say, okay, Jill, that's great. I have all this, I've saved all this money on food. I got all this food. What do I do with it though now? I don't have a plan. How do I keep it from all being thrown out? And so what that looks like for me is every morning I spend like maybe 10 minutes. And the first thing I do is I go to my fridge and I look and see what is my most perishable item that I picked up this week. So if broccoli was on sale and I picked up a bunch of broccoli, then I might go, you know what? I need to use up my broccoli right away. So I'm going to do supper's going to have broccoli in it, right? And so I go, okay, well, I usually do like a veggie, a protein, and a carb. So I go, okay, so I got my broccoli. That's my veggie. Protein, I'm going to do some chicken with that. And then carb, oh, let's do some rice. You know, I'll do a cheesy chicken and rice. And so you've got your 3 ingredients. Now it's pretty easy to think of something that you can do with those 3 ingredients. And then it's like, and then I might like pull out my meat that I need out of my freezer. If I was going to make buns or bread, I'd just throw that in my bread machine quick and then I'm good to go. I don't really have to think about it, right? So again, use what works for you. If you don't want to do as much from scratch, you don't want to make your own bread, that's fine. I find it for me, it doesn't take that much time. But if you don't pick up your bread, do what works for you. And that's totally fine. So once I kind of have that all pulled out, then I'll go, okay, for lunch, let's see, most of the time I will start with leftovers. If there's leftovers in the fridge that need to get used up, then I will just go, you know, we'll do leftovers for lunch. That'll be super easy, super simple. And if there isn't any leftovers, then often I will cook up extra meat from the night before so that I have it for making sandwiches, wraps, all that kind of stuff. So if I have extra meat that I've cooked up for that, then I will just pick out a sandwich or a wrap that works really well with that meat. And if I don't have leftovers, don't have any meat, then I will just go to like some kind of pasta dish. So that might be like tuna casserole, macaroni and cheese. It could be like a chicken noodle soup with grilled cheese, any of that kind of stuff. And so that just makes lunch super, super easy. So, and then if we were to do the next day, so say we did chicken and rice and broccoli for Monday night, then Tuesday I go, you know what, I'm going to do something different. So my protein this time is going to be beef, switch it up. My carb is going to be pasta, something different. Then veggie, I'll do some peas. So I go, okay, what can I do with that? Well, I could do spaghetti with that. I mean, I could also do lasagna. I could do hamburger and macaroni. There's a whole bunch of things that you can do with those items, right? And kind of just picking what I feel like for that night that makes sense. And depending on my time I have for that evening, what my day looks like. You know, if I have a busier day, I might go, I'm going to do spaghetti. If I have a less busy day and I have a little bit more time, then I might do lasagna, right? Those are that's how I work it. And then the next day you go, okay, again, let's go back to protein of chicken. Let's do potatoes. We haven't done potatoes. Okay, and then let's do beans with that. And so I go, okay, so with that, I'm going to do fried chicken, scalloped potatoes, and beans. And so I just find this so super simple. And it uses up the most perishable first. It doesn't take a lot of time. You're able to plan it based on what you kind of feel like, what you have time for that day. And it just works so well. Yeah, I find that it's, like I said, the pros are really like you can come up with something so easy. You have so much variety. It's very budget friendly. And for me, it usually takes about 30 minutes to make my supper because I know like my meat takes the longest, so I'll put on my meat first. As my meat's cooking, I'll put on my water to boil for like my pasta or my rice or whatever. And then once that boils, I'll put my pasta in there, and then I'll put my veggies on to steam, and then I'll come back and make my sauce or my seasoning for my meat. And that often can take me about 30 minutes. You know, if I have something like baked potatoes or something like that, then I have to like, okay, put the potatoes in a little bit earlier, but then my core actual making supper time is about 30 minutes. I also find as far as saving dishes is that we cook in a lot of cast iron. Now, cast iron is so easy to clean because you don't do soap, it wrecks the seasoning. And so you just have to scrub it out. We just have a little couple different scrubbers that we use to get anything off our cast iron. You scrub it out with water, put it on the stove, heat it for just a little bit to make sure it's totally dry, and you're done. And so I just also find it so easy to just get those dishes taken care of right away, and then they're not sitting there needing to be done. I don't know about you, but dishes are like one of my least favorite chores. So really quick, minimal dishes is a fantastic idea. The other thing I will say is that often I do not follow recipes or I don't keep my recipes consistent 100% of the time because I'm basing it on what's perishable in my fridge and what needs to get used up and what I have on hand. And so that might mean sometimes, like for instance, for a chili, sometimes often like I'll put in like, you know, brown beans and kidney beans and hamburger and tomato sauce, those kind of things. If I'm out of kidney beans, then I might be like, you know what, I got some mushrooms in the fridge that need to get used up. We'll throw in some mushrooms. I got some corn. We'll throw in some corn. And so it's really based on kind of what's there for variety and what needs to get used up. And so it also creates a lot of variety in terms of what our recipes are, which I really love. And then it also helps to minimize the waste that we have. Don't feel like you have to try to implement everything that I say and try to make it fit into your life. Pick the things that are going to fit into your life well and discard the rest of the stuff that isn't going to work. This works. This is the way I do it. This is what works really well for me. But you pick what's going to work for you. I hope some of these tips help. I would love to hear what some of your favorite tips are, or if you have other comments of things that you've done to really help with your meal planning, I'd love to hear about that. And then one more thing is that if you learn how to make some just really quick, easy sauces, that can be huge too, and just in terms of the variety that you can create and just as far as like keeping your meals more healthy. And so I'm going to try to make a video on that very soon. So again, if you have not seen the video I did last week on saving money on grocery shopping, you should definitely check that one out. And hopefully soon you can watch for my one on how to make some sauces, really easy, really quick, healthy sauces to help give you more variety in terms of your meal planning. So thanks for watching, and we hope to see you in the next one.
No, I was more thinking a lava stream and the water and it was going together. The orange is the lava and the blue is water. And this is at day. And this is nighttime with all the flowers and stars. Hit the like button, subscribe below. Oh.